Hello again, this is Chad Shears with Go Figure Holistic Personal Training and Ascending to Total Maturity. So today's topic is why people do not hold true to their New Year's resolutions or just their resolutions in general. So the first reasoning, I'm going to scoot a little bit closer to make sure you guys can hear me well. The first reasoning is outlook. Whenever you approach a change in your life, a resolution, if you will, the outlook usually is like this permanency. You have more of a habit of doing what you have been doing, and you have to have enough energy and frustration, which means it has to come from negativity, which is coming from the mindset of never again, in order to overcome it. Well, here's the challenge with that. What you resist persists. This is a real life experience of that cliche statement. It's not really cliche. It's only cliche whenever people use it without value. They just say it. It has vague emotional extension. It is just words. Whenever I say it, it's not. It's actually I'm giving my life to it. I'm in the statement. So what you resist persists, and I've experienced this so many times that it's an absolute truth to me. It's as real to me as gravity is. So, and in my counseling or my coaching and my experiences with my clients and my workshop, my lab, if you will, that has been the absolute truth with these clientele, including myself. That the more we resist things, the more we start to become those things. But when we accept whatever it is that we wish not to be in our lives or actions we wish not to take, we will start to create a acceptance to that thing. When you have acceptance to it, you won't resist it anymore. That doesn't mean that you're going to do it. That means you accept that that is something that you could do. And you choose that you don't want to experience that anymore, which is great because of the lessons that come out of anything that we do not wish to experience. But if the lesson that comes up that you do not wish to experience is simply not to do that thing again, that's avoidance, and avoidance is not growing. That is avoidance. So why people don't hold on to the resolutions, again, is the outlook that they have. And the outlook starts off with this concept of, well, this is going to be the rest of my life. So it's this overwhelming perspective. It's this massive thing that you've got to try to move. And it's not doing you justice to look at it like the permanency of the rest of your life, especially when that thing likely has a payoff that's so much more beneficial in the moment than it is in the long-term facet. But we live in the moment. People constantly say they're planning for their future, but they're not there in their future. They're in the moment thinking about something that doesn't exist. Now, yeah, your future could turn out that way if you throw out the goal for it to be that way and take every action necessary in order for that to occur. Few people do this. Most people use the term hope without a backing. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. That I could, believe me, I do that regularly and I love this work. But they don't hold on to the resolutions because they're not looking at it for a day-by-day process. Today I'm choosing not to do that thing, or I'm choosing to do this thing. So if today I'm going to choose to lose weight, today I'm not just going to say I'm going to lose weight or I'm going to take actions to lose weight. I'm going to shift my context, which is this is today's work. Tomorrow's work is tomorrow's work. I'm not considering the future in that sense. Today's actions are my utmost importance. Tomorrow's actions will be taken tomorrow, and my intention is to make them congruent tomorrow, which will be the repetitive circle that would be tomorrow will now be today, and then today I will say the same thing as I said the day before, which is today I wish to do this. These are my actions. I'm going to back it up with being in the moment and feeling the satisfaction of being there. Now, the commitment to self First off, people don't recognize what kind of commitment they're making to themselves. They act out of an emotional reaction rather than a full, holistic reaction, which means that maybe somebody called them fat. Maybe they're not getting the attention they want from their lover. Maybe they feel that they're going to get a more higher paying position if they look better. Whatever it is, their emotions are leading them astray from the idea of what it takes to get there, because it gives them a fantasy, something to entertain themselves, when the best position for entertainment, by the way, imagination is awesome. Imagination continues to make our future a bright, beautiful thing by innovation. But boredom is the opposite and the antithesis of that. So when boredom sneaks into your program, whatever that is for your resolution, you want to recognize that that's actually the death of imagination. And all you have to do is consider that you're not being imaginative. You're not considering what you would like to accomplish or achieve. By the way, I'm not leaving you disarmed by saying something that sounds nearly contradicting. Whenever you have imagination, you create a goal or a dream. You back it up with action. And action means that you read about it, you learn what you can, you practice what you know. Don't be attached to it being absolutely successful, but it is successful for every time you do it. So consider that you have to learn, not just do something or say something and put it on autopilot. Autopilot will lead you astray. Autopilot crashes planes every once in a while. Autopilot brings you places and you're not even aware of it. So you're like, oh crap, I didn't realize I was here yet. You know, it makes things so opposite of real. Autopilot is lazy. You don't have to necessarily take it on like a big job, but consider that this is a direction to head in the sense that you want to produce something of value in your life that requires some degree of achievement. And achievement means focus and value and follow through. So do it that way. Don't look at it like, oh God, I've got to read this book. Look at it from every page. I am committed that this is going to be an investment in my future. This is an investment in me now. So this page is my investment. This is like putting a penny in your investment. Every time you turn the page, before you know it, you've got $5 or $6 in this investment, but yet that $5 or $6 is actually quite valuable because you've learned something you did not know before. You can watch videos, you can do whatever it is you want to do, but don't sit in the idea that other people will do it for you. Because if you leave it at that scenario, people are they're committed to themselves, they're not committed to you. So, like, I'm committed to myself, but it happens that my commitment is that everyone achieves. That only the people that are willing to open themselves up to the conversation. So the commitment itself is actually a pretty broad conversation, but I just wanted to create a introduction to it, a very quick introduction. Now, the completion habits. Most people are addicted to failing. And what I mean by that is not that they're sitting over in the corner ready to shoot up, going, oh my God, I can't wait to get my next failing fix. Their habits are failing. And there's nothing wrong with that. We fail every day. If you plan to brush your teeth within the next 5 minutes, you get caught up in the kitchen doing something before you leave work or whatever, you failed in brushing your teeth in the timeline. Big deal. You did it. You just did it again. You did it at a different commitment. Like, okay, I'll do it now. You didn't end your world. Most people are afraid of success because success is unknown. They don't know what it's like on the other side. Yeah, sure, it comes with all these wonderful, beautiful things, but you can only conceptualize that so far. You don't know how to experience it. So there's more likelihood of a failure or a sense of fear to accompany the idea of success, because you do not know what it's like. You just know the dream, but you don't know the reality of it. So addiction to failing versus addictions to completion. In my teaching programs, in my own lifestyle, is I do things every day to start an action and to complete an action. In the beginning, it was something smaller, like just cleaning the bathroom. That was easy, right? But it was not really easy, it was simple. It was not easy because I resisted some things about it, because there were facets about it that I felt were unimportant by comparison to the other things. So I was shooting my goal too far in advance, and it was taking away from the moment of what needed to be done, what must be done. So I changed the context, and I started to just take on completing things and becoming a completion expert. So to become a completion expert, you take on small tasks. and you make it a habit by doing it every day, and you just pick something small, whatever it is. So if you're going to read, commit yourself to reading a chapter. If it's new to you, or a very small habit, or a light habit, or something that you do very rarely, then commit yourself to reading one chapter at a time and celebrate the idea that you completed the chapter. I don't mean like pave the streets with confetti, but be rewarding to yourself and think, good for me. I finished a chapter. And get to the point where you are prepared to be a completion expert. So you take on the little things, and whatever it is, wash the dishes after you eat. If you don't already do that, pick something in your life and start taking action towards completing that. I'll actually expand on this later in more videos, but at this moment, it's just starting a completion profile. It's real simple. Start taking tasks of little things that you keep catching yourself saying, oh, I could have done that. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, man, I missed out. That thing, I keep forgetting to do it, like that. Keep a little notebook with you if you would, if that's what you desire. I suggest, very highly suggest it. And when that conversation comes in, write it down. It's pretty simple. And then put that on your checklist. Every little thing that you do, you'll feel pretty good about. That's your reward, is that little good feeling. Before you know it, you become a completion expert, which means that you do everything you say you're going to do, and you do it in the time you say you're going to do it in. But most people are ill-prepared to try that on as the bigger picture. So take on the little things. Clean your room, organize your drawers, whatever it is. If you have an animal and you're reluctant to cut their nails or to brush them or bathe them or whatever, then do that. It'll feel good. The work is there. It's only hard work when you resist it. So I can actually expand on that one too, but this again is to be more of a just general introduction. So thank you guys for your time. I greatly appreciate it. I value it, and I also look forward to your feedback. Again, it's Chad Broshears, Go Figure Holistic Personal Training and Ascending to Total Maturity. Have a wonderful New Year.